morning students, this is HD Pawar, lecturer Department of Economics from Gokte, PU College of Commerce and Science, Belgaum. We will continue with the rural development topic. This is part 2. Let us take another question today. Write a note on rural credit in India. What are the institutional sources of rural credit? Rural credit means the credit or the loan availed or the loan facilities got by the rural people for both agriculture and non-agricultural purposes. Okay, the rural people are always in need of money both for productive purpose or agricultural purpose, like what? To buy the seeds, to buy fertilizers, pesticides, insecticides and other agricultural implements or tools which are required for agricultural production. And for unproductive purposes or non-agricultural purposes like what? Marriage, festivals, birth and death ceremonies or functions. So therefore they borrow money from money lenders who give the credit at high rate of interest and often usually exploit or cheat the poor people. Okay, thus it is rightly said the rural people are born in debt because their parents have also borrowed and they were unable to pay, so they are under the repayment of loan debt. Then they live in debt and die in debt. Therefore the government has taken steps to provide credit, that is finance, and remove the rural poor from indebtedness. Indebtedness means they are the burden of loan repayment, okay, or debts and the exploitation at the hands of landlords and money lenders. So if you have understood, that is rural credit means the rural requirements of the rural people, that is they require for both agriculture and non-agricultural purpose. So for that they borrow money from the money lenders, but they are giving the credit or loan at high rate of interest and the poor people get cheated. So they are always under the burden of loan repayment, that is they are in debt, they are indebtedness, they are indebted or they are under the burden of loan repayment. So it is rightly said the rural poor are born in debt, live in debt and die in debt. Therefore, the government has taken steps to provide credit and remove the rural people from indebtedness and the exploitation at the hands of landlords and money lenders. So what are the institutional sources of credit? What measures government has taken? First one, we will write it in points. After nationalization of commercial banks in 1969, a major changes have occurred in rural credit or rural banking. That is, earlier the commercial banks were run by private individuals. In 1969, the government nationalized those banks, means government of India took control of all the commercial banks, which helped the banking system. Then second one, NABARD, that is National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. NA stands for national here, B stands for bank, A stands for agriculture, then R&D for rural development, was set up in 1982 as an apex or main bank for providing the credit facilities in rural areas at low rate of interest through rural banks and other institutions. That is NABARD, one institution has been set up by the government. So under the NABARD, many commercial banks, regional rural banks, primary land development banks and cooperative banks are functioning under the guidance of NABARD, which take care of rural finance only. Then third point, many RRBs, that is regional rural bank, it should be regional rural banks, cooperative banks and primary land development banks were set up, as I said. Then last point, recently SHGs, that is self-help groups, have become popular in rural areas where members come together and contribute money. The collected money is given to the needy members at low rate of interest. This system is also called microcredit program, that is a few members, say 20-25 members, okay, they come together, they form a group and they start contributing money, that is they contribute the money, they start saving their money in that group, and whatever money is collected, it is given to the needy members in that particular group only at a low rate of interest. So this system is called microcredit program. What is the benefit of this? That is, it will develop the habit of saving, small savings can be done, then that is, and again it will help the members in the group and it will help themselves also. So this is regarding the rural credit and the institutional sources. Then next question is, rural banking, a critical appraisal or assessment. Explain. Okay, critical appraisal means critically we are trying to study the rural banking. That is, we are talking of the drawbacks of the rural banking here. The expansion of banking system had positive effect on rural economy, especially after Green Revolution. Okay, in the 1960s, the Green Revolution took place, that is development in agricultural sector, that is increase in the food grains and food crops took place, and because of which NABARD and other rural banks were started. So there were lot of positive effect or improvement in rural economy, especially after Green Revolution. It helped the farmers to get credit and variety of loan for meeting their production needs. Okay, so variety of loans were available through various rural banks and which helped in production of food grains. Famine, that is extreme scarcity of food, that is shortage of food, became the event of the past. Earlier there used to be shortage of food grains, but now that became an event of the past, and government achieved food security resulting in buffer stock of food grains. That is, now production started increasing and government could store a lot of food grains, that is storing of food grains by the government only is called as buffer stock of food grains. So due to which food security was there in the country. However, all is not well except for commercial banks and formal institutions have failed to develop a culture or habit of deposit collection. Okay, but though Green Revolution took place, so many institutions were started, finance institutions were started, except for commercial banks. Other formal institutions like cooperative banks, primary land development banks, they have failed to develop the habit of deposit collection. That is, people, the rural poor, they would come and take the loans, but they are not coming to return the loans. So deposit collection has been failed by the institutions. Agricultural loan default rates have been very high, means those who have not repaid their debts, they are called as defaulters, and agricultural loan default rates have been very high. The number of people who have taken loans and not returned back is many. There the need is to improve the condition by developing the habit of proper use of financial resources and habit of saving among the farmers. So government has to take steps to improve the condition of the banks by developing the habit among the peoples to do savings. Okay, and whatever loans are taken, for whatever financial resources are taken by the rural poor from the banks, they are used only for production purpose and develop the habit of saving among the farmers. So this is a critical appraisal of the rural bank. So in the first part we have discussed meaning of rural bank, then the important issues of rural bank, then what is in the second part we are dealing with the question what is the rural credit and what are the financial or institutional sources by the government. Okay, and the just now we discussed about the rural credit and critical appraisal, that is we discussed the drawbacks of the rural credit system. Please take screenshots and note it down in your notebooks. Thank you for today.